Today's video is for me to show you how to make this tiny keyring. You can make it any size you want, and you can decorate them however you want, and you can actually add more engraving to make it personalized as well. I'm going to show you how to start with your material, how to actually make the design as well from a template on the internet, and then use Lightburn to create, burn, and then the finishing as well. So if this is the kind of things that you like to watch, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to my channel to help me grow, and hopefully you can create something like this in no time. So I have some spray can here. So for this project, I have a piece of black plywood board here and a piece of natural color. These are laser ply, and I think they are 2 to 3 mil. I'm going to measure that precisely later on. And the way it works is the NEJE MAX 4 will cut out a outline, but also have pieces from the inside as well. They are not going to waste because they both can be used to make a keyring. So first we need to find our graphics. Obviously you can buy them already done for you, but I personally like to make my own. So what I'll do is I go to a website where you can download graphics for free. So here you can download as SVG or download as a picture. So I usually download as a graphic, so I can export it to PNG. Now it's saved onto my computer, and then I open Lightburn, and then go to import. So here you got a picture of the paw print, but what I want to do is I want to just have the lines around the shape. So what I do is I go to right click and then trace image. So over here you won't be able to see it like this because there's a pink line actually go all the way around the image, but if you make it bigger, then you can actually see between the black and the white there is now a pink line, and this is the line that we want. So basically you're turning an image into a vector or line file. So here you got the option saying delete image after trace, so I take that. Okay, so now we have the line that we want. So here is where you can be creative. You can make it into a different size. So the one that I tested out earlier, so this is, I think it's 5.5 centimeters or 55 mil. I actually want to make it a bit smaller so I can make more of this. Normally keyring doesn't have to be that big, I guess. Even if it is 1 centimeter smaller, it'll still be okay. So I'm going to make it slightly smaller. So let's say the overall width, I want it to be just 5 centimeters width. So this image is selected, and I go to change the width to 50. Now because the lock is on here, I don't know if you can see it. Now because the lock is on, the ratio aspect will not change. So if I change the width to 50 millimeters, the height will be 50 millimeters as well. But we don't want to just cut the line like this, because if you just cut the line like this, what will happen is you only get the pieces that you cut out. So what we do is we use the function in Lightburn where it do the outline for you, which is over here, offset shapes. If you click on that, the next screen will come up. So now Lightburn actually create an outline for your cutout. And you can see that there is some odd shape in the middle as well, because this is just how dumb the computer is. So offset distance, so the higher the offset distance in the box right here, the bigger the outline. As a keyring, I usually go with 3 or 2. It depends on how thick you want the outline is. But for this size, I think 2 or 3. 3 works great because it still gives you the whole outline of the shape. If you do 2, it's too close. So now you have like completely cut out the paw individual pad as well. So 3 or 2.5 actually. How about 2.5? Yeah, 2.5 seems to work as well. So now I press OK. Now we have the paw print but there is also some unwanted shapes right in the middle of the paw right here. So what you can do is now you click on the ungroup button, which is on the top. So now when you click on the middle, it will only select the shape in the middle. So we can delete that because we don't want that. So now we have our first cutout shape. So if I press burn now with the correct setting, it will create something like this. So now I'm going to change the cut to 20, which I previously saved. So now it goes into the side right here, which say line, and I have 800 and at 95 power. The material now is at 22 or 23 from the base to the top of the surface, and my laser is 50 mils from the surface, so that gives me 3 mil. If I move the laser head 3 mil down, that will give me 23 or 24 millimeters between the laser and the surface, which is the perfect cutting for me. And I do it in 2 passes. Usually 1 is enough to cut through, but I like to have 2 just to make sure. Now because I got a camera installed, I press the camera button. So now it's showing me what the laser bed is actually looks like from above, and this makes it very easy to actually move your project. So I highly recommend anyone doing laser to do this, but this is not absolute. So you know, for example, now you can see the paw print right at the corner of the board, almost to the edge, but not exactly to the edge. And this is what it looks like in real life. So if I press the frame button, now it's pretty close, but I want to maximize the amount of space, so I'm going to push it right to the edge, and let's do that again. Okay, I think that's good enough. Okay, my power is a bit off, so it's not coming off completely. Okay, so what you should end up with is a cutout with all the black pieces as well, like that. So now I know that this works. I'm just going to cut out a few more. So this time I slow it down by another 50. So now this is running at 700 and 100% power, 2 passes. And I have told the computer to reduce the distance between the material and the laser by 1.5 millimeters each pass. So now we have 3 cutouts out of the 4. 1 of them are not usable because I got the setting wrong, but don't worry. Here we have 1, 2, 3. These are better cut out than the rest. So now we need to cut some bases for them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the exact same board, but I'm not going to do black on black, so I might just use it but turn the other way around. So I'm going to cut a few more out of this piece of wood. Okay, so to cut out the background is pretty simple. So what you can do is you can actually save this project first. So I'm going to save it as save as. So what you do is you click on the image itself, and you can see that is actually selected the inside of the image. So you just delete the inside, and now you're left with the outline. So now this will be your cutout. Select this, and then right click, duplicate. So now we have multiple of this shape. Now in this demonstration, I'm not going to use the software to actually maximize the amount of space. There is a function in Lightburn, but today I'm going to demonstrate just the easy way. So let me duplicate this again. Almost touching, but not touching. Okay, so now I've got 3 shapes here. Let me open the lid of my enclosure. Again, take a photo. And I'm going to drag them roughly where I want them to be. There we go. And then I press the frame button and just to see the laser outline. Okay, everything seems to be within the boundary of the wood. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start burn. Okay, so 600 speed and 100% power. Again, move down by 3, but then move down by 1.5 in between each layer. Now we have 1, 2, and 3 more pieces of the background. Okay, so now I'm going to flip this board around because I want some pieces with the lighter background instead of black. So do the same thing, put it on here. You can see the wood is quite bold in the middle, but that doesn't really matter because the laser is strong enough to punch through a bit of misalignment, so it's not end of the world. So this one here needs 3 passes because the wood is actually bold so much until it's out of focus. But because it's quite powerful laser, it will cut through even though if it is slightly out of focus. So now it's just a mix and match. Depends on how you want to put them together. So I quite like black on wood. So like that. So this is 3 keychain right there. Now as you can see, this is kind of a mix and match. I quite like black on wood. I'm not big a fan of white on black, so I might actually have to color that in or actually color any of the wood in as well. Now this is the part where you can be creative with your keyring, or you can engrave people's name in the paw, or you can just leave it as it is. So I'm not making this particularly for anyone, so I can actually just make it plain. I do like the black on wood design. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue this down right now. Now one of the tricks to line them all up is use the cutout and put the shapes back in there. Or when you do the cutting out, you can actually have the laser engrave another outline of the shapes. Either way, it shouldn't take too much effort. So for example, roughly how I want it to be like this. Just try to be careful not to move them too much. I do have a fast setting spray here that can actually set it faster, but I'm not too bothered with it at the moment. So now they're glued down and colored in. I usually spray it with a thin layer of lacquer just to preserve the color and make sure that if any water get into it, at least it won't go straight into the wood grain as such. You don't have to, but depends on how you want to preserve your keyrings in the future. And just let it sit and do the other side as well. So there you go, super easy to do, and doesn't use a lot of material, just like a thin piece of plywood. Actually, let me measure it. I didn't even measure it to beginning of the video. So this one is actually a 4mm ply, so 3.8. So this is a 4mm. You can use 2mm as well, but if it is too thin, then you will find that it's difficult to screw in the keychain on the inside. And now I'm going to engrave 2 of them because this is actually a gift for someone. So here we are. Super easy start to finish project with your NEJE MAX 4. How you want to decorate them is entirely up to you, but this is cheap and easy. And I done 2 for my friends, and you can customize. You can have the name in the paw itself. You can have letters like LOVE in the paw lines in there. I see loads of them on Etsy. At the back you can engrave whatever you want as well. So that's how easy it is from beginning to finish. Obviously you don't have to do the paw. You can actually do like a outline of anything. Just follow the instructions at the beginning of this video. That's all I have time for you today. I can't wait to see you next time with more interesting gadgets. Bye bye.